Hello everybody, Triple here, and welcome to a little bit of kind of an update, kind of a vlog, I don't really know what this is. But yeah, I went to EUIC. Look, there I am. Now this was not something I expected to be doing. My birthday is in April, and my family around the time asked me, hey, we don't know what to get you as a present, would you like to go to London to visit EUIC? And not knowing what to ask for otherwise, I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds like very interesting. If you noticed, my content has been kind of waning recently, like I haven't really been too active, and that's kind of because I'm feeling a bit burned out. Of course, we did have some other issues as well, but I thought maybe visiting EUIC was a good way to get my motivation back and my inspiration. And, yeah, I mean, it kind of did that, but not in the way I expected. EUIC was great. I had a hotel room not too far from there, and got to see a bunch of cool stuff. A lot of new plushes that I bought there. I was not able to get into the Pokemon Center, which is still something I regret. But the hall, the entry, was very well decorated. I got there the day of the badge pickup, and I was like 5 hours early, so I just sat there, and there were these tables with Pokeball emblems on them, which was very cool. Where I could wait. I watched all the actual players come by and get their badge, which was fun to see. And then eventually the door opened and I got to pick up my badge. I was lucky enough to have like my Switch on me so I could entertain myself. But yeah, I'm also really fond of this like badge, this card thing. It looks really cool. But yeah, that was basically all I did that first day. But I went there, like, VGC and Unite. I'm not that big on the card game or Pokemon Go. But Unite I do play, as you know, on the channel. And VGC is just Pokemon, but like doubles. So I was like, I can just watch this and get a lot of like cool ideas from this. Got a really nice spot every single day that I was there. One of the things I learned while I was there is that I'm a horrible vlogger, so most of my footage is very bad, very blurry, and I don't have a lot of pictures, but hey, we do with what we do. But yeah, I got very good spots because I was early every day, so I got a good spot like right in the center, so I had a great view of literally every single game being played. And if the VGC or the Unite was not playing, I could just watch one of the other games by just like tilting my head, because I didn't notice, but all 4 games get played at the same time on stage. Very cool, very cool. But yeah, I got to see a bunch of VGC content here, and there's some in specific that I really liked. There was this one team floating about that there was like used a bunch, and often there was like a mirror match, and then it kind of became boring. But for instance, both Dutch players I saw there had really interesting teams. There was one of them used a Trick Room team with kind of more offensive Among Us, which is kind of cool. And there was another one that was using Belly Drum Chestnut, which that's just insane to bring. And there was also a match in because it's like the youth division, then there's the adult division, and the masters division. There was one in the adult division that had a Primarina team in the finals, and that was also a very cool team. And the thing is, right, I'm a singles player, so I just kind of sat there playing along in a singles mindset. A lot of the times I made the right plays in my head, or I made better plays than the actual player did. But I also had moments where I just completely blanked on things. And I just had, like, I had my showdown open, and I was just, like, recording sets that were kind of cool. And there were a lot of, like, Pokemon that I don't really see much in singles that had a place in doubles. Like, there was a theme around Howl gouging fire with Dondozo, which I thought was very, very cool. Okidogi showed up a few times, which was also very cool to see, because it had upper hand, so it could actually prevent some priority. There was a Fezandipiti team. A lot of, like, really, really cool stuff. And like, I love that. You might have noticed it, I did one video on VGC recently, and I don't really show it a lot, but I've been taking kind of a deep dive into VGC. Like, I'm very interested in the format, and I am just mostly a singles player, but I was very interested in seeing it, and I can just kind of play along in my head. So getting to see all of this was pretty great. There was also, of course, the Unite bracket, which I didn't see as much of, but there's some really cool plays. Like, the Crossel players I saw were really, really good at placing their stone edges. No, Rock Tomb, it is Rock Tomb, right. It was just very cool to see, like, all the, like, good play, where I'm used to, like, very mid play. It's really cool to see. There were a bunch of, like, decorations and stuff around too. The hall was massive. I did not expect to see such a massive hall. And seeing, because I got a personalized welcome, right? Like, look at this. This is just for me, right? I love this. It was so cool decorated. And I just, like, I had a great time. But more importantly, like I said, I was looking for motivation or inspiration. And I got that and more. Because because I played along, right? And I played kind of on par with a lot of these players. Of course, that's probably not true. I'm probably missing a lot. But I kind of want to compete in VGC. And I have decided that I want to try, from this point on, like next season, to actually play in VGC regionals and stuff, and just see how it goes. I'm gonna be, like, traveling first close by, like the Netherlands and around there. But I want to do VGC, because it is something I have been since Gen 7. Gen 7 I had a small tournament somewhere where we had different formats, and I got chosen because I could play a lot of formats, and they asked me to play VGC, and I did pretty well back then. And ever since then, I didn't play again. Like, I've played here and there very, very rarely, but I really, really, really want to do VGC because it's a very cool format. And I want to try to, like, practice and stuff and then go to tournaments. Of course, we have Pokemon Worlds coming up, so it's not really smart for me to, like, start playing regionals now, because the points won't count, of course. But just being able to one day maybe go to the European regionals, or the European internationals, or maybe even Worlds someday, would be insane. I'm not really expecting it, but I do want to try for it, if that makes sense. So that will kind of leak into my usual content, I will say that. I will, of course, still be doing singles and doing variety content, but I do also want to start doing some VGC videos, just to get more acquainted with the format. The format just changed because there's restricted legendaries now, so I have to, like, learn all the new common stuff, but I do, like I said, really want to get into it and learn, and hopefully one day be able to compete at an actual good level. Wolfie, if you're listening, would love some lessons. I'm gonna struggle so much with this, but It's gonna be fun. Pokemon is a really fun game, and especially at that level that I saw at EUIC, it's really, really great. So, yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about for this. It's kind of like a random short video, but yeah, I did really want to share this. Because this was my first solo trip abroad. I have never gone abroad by myself, so going for this was a huge deal for me. It's probably not as big a deal as it actually feels, but for me it's pretty important. And it made me realize that like there's something that I really would like to do. So yeah, I guess with that, expect some VGC content in the future. And I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.